Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah.
Melanated!
Welcome to another episode of Morning Tea, where we sit in our sleepwear and discuss current events. Today's tea is Iced Earl Grey Creme by Tavana Tea. Hey guys, so I started a Patreon, and it took me a long time to get to this place where I felt comfortable doing a Patreon, but I figured there are those of you out there who love morning tea, love the things I do on this channel, and so if you are interested in supporting me, even $1 a month would super duper help. Help me get things to make my background a little bit more fun and jazzy, help me to get people to help me to edit my videos, because I can put out more videos if I could get someone to help me do the videos that I don't like to edit. And so these are the things that I want to do with my channel. I want to make it better. I want to get new gear. I want to get new stuff. And I just want to be more legit. I want morning tea to feel a little bit more snazzy. So if you would like to support that, if you have an extra dollar that you could throw at your girl a month, that would be super great. So head on over to my Patreon. You can do it one time or you can do it monthly, whichever you choose, and it super duper helps. I will have a link down below. Go ahead and click that link to become a patron. Thank you so much. Let's jump right in. First, let's start with pop culture tea. Here's the tea. Kodak Black. Now, I do not know who this Negro is, 1. 2, he looks like broke Lil Wayne. 3, I don't know how to actually rip footage, like video footage from the internet and put it in a video, so I will have a link down below to his exact interview. But Kodak Black admitted that he doesn't like his skin color and therefore does not want to date a woman who is his skin color. He wants a lighter-skinned woman who is easier to control, or something like that. Go ahead and watch the video. But the sentiment behind it seems as though he believes that dark-skinned women, women of his color or darker, are gutter, is what he said, or are tough. They're too tough. They're mean. A light-skinned woman is like soft-spoken and easy to mold or something, easy to do something with. And it's just like demeaning to black women, both sides. He claims to love black women. He claims to respect it. And he claims that his choice in skin color is just simply a preference. Obviously, I mean, those of us in the woke community know he just really hates his skin tone. He probably got made fun of a lot growing up, and I really feel sorry for him. And also, since he's been in jail a lot, he's accused of raping a white woman at this point, and so he might go to jail again if he gets convicted of that. So I'm gonna just let Kodak Black say whatever it is that he wants to say, because he has a hard life, and I don't know what that's like to be him. Okay, JayZ, like a thief in the night, like a Beyonce, dropped an album and everyone is raving about it. They're saying how adult it is, how grown up it is, how realization it is. Like, that's what this album is about. And that he admits to cheating on Beyonce. And I, for one, knew it! And I think it sucks. And I actually really like the way that both of them have put out albums talking about this matter. I had a sneaking suspicion that he would have cheated on Beyonce, because I feel like cheaters cheat. But after Solange fought him in that elevator, I knew there could have been no other reason for her to come at him like that. No other reason. And even the speculation of Becky with the good hair from the Lemonade album, people were still like, we don't know if it's real. But his album, 4:44 a.m. really solidified it for us, and he admits it. He talks about how he feels responsible for the miscarriage Beyonce had in 2011 because he wasn't around. He wasn't around emotionally for her. And I just am like, gotta say bravo. I've always been a bigger JayZ fan than Beyonce fan. I mean, I'm gonna be real, I don't know any of their, like, I can't tell you, ooh, that album JayZ put out was so, or that album Beyonce put out, you know, but I could recognize their talent, the both of them together, the both of them separate. I respect them as artists, and I really respect this move more than anything else. I really am starting to see them as the king and the king that they are, and I really do enjoy them. I enjoy what they put out. I enjoy their black positivity. And as soon as I can listen to this album, I even went to go download Tidal, y'all. I was about to spend my coin, the coin I do not have, on Tidal. And Sprint popped up. They want me to do something with Sprint. And so, like, I have to wait. And I'm going to wait because I really feel like I have to listen to this album. I like responsible rap music. I like rap music that talks about real life and not just popping bottles and bussin' bitches or whatever. Like, that kind of like party rap is not for me. Like, if you are speaking your truth, I'm there with you 100%. Listen to it. All right, so the Tupac movie came out last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and I am a terrible California Black because I did not go and see it. I have been so busy. What did you guys see it? What did you like it? Like, I really hope that it does well, or it did well. I hope it's a good movie. I'm gonna see it eventually. I may not catch it in the movie theaters, but I will see it eventually. And speaking of Tupac, Suge Knight came forward a couple weeks ago saying, yeah, I know who killed Tupac. Why you ain't tell nobody? We have been speculating about Tupac since he died. Where were you when Tupac died? I know where I was. Suge Knight says that the hit was meant for him. Tupac was in the passenger seat. He was driving. It was done by one of Suge's ex-girlfriends or ex-wives and a former bodyguard. That they both had beef with Suge. They came after him and they ended up killing Pac instead. I think that Suge Knight should be buried under whatever prison. Probably when he goes to jail, nothing will happen. He will probably take over it and become head HNIC in the prison because that's who Suge Knight is, a big gangster bully. But like, I just would hope somebody would shank him in his eyeball. He took away from us somebody that we don't know where Pac would have gone. We don't know what he would, like, I just can't even talk about it because it makes me want to cry. And it makes me sad that he died for somebody who wasn't even worth my spittle. I wouldn't even fart in Suge Knight's direction. Not that I do fart. Okay, so BET Awards. I didn't watch the BET Awards. I'm the worst. I didn't watch the BET Awards because I was at work and I couldn't watch them and I didn't record them because I forgot to. I mean, I'm terrible. So anyways, the BET Awards, but I did go back and I watched some clips and I watched Bruno Mars kill it. I mean, Bruno Mars, you guys, don't sleep on Bruno Mars. I just started listening to his album 24K. It is so good. Like, I love that 90s, 80s R&B pop, like synthetic sound, like synthesizer. I love it. And he is giving me all of that and all the gold my immigrant blood could want. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I want is gold jewelry on my mans. I want dark skin and gold jewelry. Yeah. Killer vocals and great moves. I mean, he opened that show like a beast. He came out there and did it. And I don't feel like we've had, for me, I mean, some of you might disagree. Some of you are really hardcore Chris Brown fans. I don't know why, girl. You shouldn't. You need to let him go. He killed off his legacy back when he hit Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chris Brown let go who he was supposed to be when he let his fist fly towards Rihanna's face. I'm going to let you know that right now. He could have been like akin to Michael Jackson, but he let that go. Anyway, so Bruno Mars now is sliding into that place for me, and he's giving me the R&B, he's giving me the love songs, he's giving me the moves, he's dancing. You know, I feel it. Like, anybody who can move and dance like that and sing, like, I mean, that's a workout. You were putting in work on your craft, and I 100% appreciate it. I'm 100% there for it. I mean, him and Beyonce coming out for the Super Bowl, like, ooh. And I also watched a little bit of Candy and Tiny and the Escape Girls. Now, let me tell you, I love me some Escape, okay? Their song, As I Stand Here Contemplating, I can't sing it. Do the right things that shine. I just woke up, okay? I just woke up. You know, we're not, you know, who can, it's still bad. Okay, anyway, so I listened to them though, and there's a weird dynamic happening, right? Because Tiny and Candy are the most popular now, but they weren't the lead singers. I don't remember, when I remember Escape, I remember the other woman. I don't even know her name, but her face is what I know Escape to be. Like, Tiny, I just remember her as being like the super light-skinned one who I didn't have any idea how she sounded. And Candy, I can't remember at all. But because now Tiny and Candy are the bigger stars, like, we want to hear them sing. And when we heard them sing, I wasn't as impressed. With Candy, I was more impressed with Tiny. I didn't know she could sing like that. I've never heard her sing. But it also didn't feel cohesive. It didn't feel like they were the Escape. It felt like they were individuals who were there to prove how they could sing. And really, I would have respected it a little bit more if I had heard more harmony and more like vocaling together as opposed to like girls just doing runs on their own. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys felt that way, but that's just the way I felt about it. Let's move on to some international tea. Here's the tea. So Lebanon is right next to Syria, right? And Syria is having their civil war. So a lot of refugees are leaving from Syria, and approximately 1.5 million Syrian refugees are now in Lebanon. And they're in refugee camps, and not like refugee camps that are like supported by the government. They're in sort of refugee camps that they've taken over that migrant workers used to work in. So they're like makeshift camps and makeshift tents and homes and such, just because the government is like, yes, you can come in. Lebanon's like, yeah, come in, but they haven't decided on exactly what they're going to do with them. And so it's kind of been dysfunctional a little bit in Lebanon when it comes to the refugees, but at least the refugees are allowed to be there. In one of the camps in Lebanon's Bekaa Valley, there was a fire, and at least 100 people were affected. 100 families, were affected, and one child is dead. They don't have any other information as to who else has died, but it seems that the fire was started in one of the makeshift tents. They were probably cooking, and maybe because of the summer heat and the way that the tents are made, and they're not all made of like inflammable material, so it went up in flames and it took out a lot of tents, and these people are just devastating. I mean, tents are just smoldering. There's nothing left, and so now the government is scrambling, trying to figure out what they can do. Do they move them into other encampments? Like, how do they figure it out? Because all the refugees are not in one area, because it's 1 million, right? It's 1 million people, so they're all over Lebanon trying to figure it out. And so it's like it just sucks, because these people are already down and they're already trying to make a way in a country that isn't theirs, and this happens, and you know, it affected a lot of people. And my heart and prayers goes out to the people in Syria, the people of Syria, and the Lebanese, and all the people who were affected by the civil war. And God, it's just so sad. Every day there is something. Every day there is something. There's actually a little bit of good news, because in the area of Tabqa, I'm not saying it right, but I will have a link down below. They finally managed to push out ISIS or ISIL. It was an ISIL occupied city in Syria, and they've managed to push them out. And so now the people feel a little bit more free there. However, there is a lot of infrastructure things, like there's dead bodies that need to be moved. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of blown up places. There's no hospitals. There's no electricity. There's no, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of infrastructure things that are not up to par. And so they have to try to figure out how they can assist the people. But Syria is still in the civil war, so it's hard to get things and help to them. So the people feel liberated. I've seen pictures and I've read interviews of people who are like just happy to not feel like they're going to have the day-to-day stress of ISIS there, you know, bearing down on them, making them feel like they could be shot in the street at any moment. However, they still are a long way from being at a place of being safe and everyone being out of harm's way. So I really hope that the US can step up and help them with that, because if they pushed out ISIL now, they have to push in things to help the people thrive in this area, in this city that they live in. Now let's move on to Africa. So here's the tea. The Democratic Republic of Congo is going through it. There has been a lot happening to the Congolese people. So Congo it's rich with a lot of minerals. So a lot of different peoples, a lot of different nations, including European nations, Belgium specifically, have been there trying to mine anything from copper to gold to diamonds, whatever they can try to mine and pull from the earth for years. And finally, in 1960, they were able to separate from Belgian rule. A leader by the name of Mobutu Sese Seko seized power in 1965. So the criticism with Mobutu during his reign from 1965 to 1997 was that he was just doing everything for himself. He was making deals with other countries and other peoples to rip the country of its riches and fill his own personal coffers. He wasn't putting it back into the land, into the people. And so there was a huge civil war. Rebels finally pushed him out. But that civil war brought in other countries. So in 1997, when the rebels ousted Mobutu, a man by the name of Laurent Kabila took over in 1997, and then he was president until 2001, when his son then took over. So his son's name is Joseph Kabila. So after Laurent Kabila took over from Mobutu, Joseph Kabila took over in 2001. And then in 2006, there was an official election to elect him as official president, because he was president interim. And so in 2006, there was an official election. And so then this Joseph Kabila did 2 terms, right? And he was supposed to relinquish his power in December of 2016. However, they're saying that he didn't relinquish his power because he was saying that there was voter issues. Like, I guess they didn't have enough people to vote, or there was something wrong with the voting system, and so he stayed as president. So there was an agreement made that he would stay as president for 1 more year until they could figure out the voting situation. And so in later 2017, this year, he's supposed to give up his tenure as president. And so a lot of people are thinking that he's not going to give it up, that he's going to try to remain president, dictator of the DR Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, for as long as he can, and that there's just a lot of corruption and things going on in the Congo. And, you know, recently in the Congo, there have been a series of prison breaks, and so a lot of the rebels who were put in prison are now out of prison, and people have died. I mean, over the last couple of years, like 6 million Congolese people have died because of the civil wars. Actually, with that civil war, it brought in a lot of other African nations. And so it was kind of like an African World War that happened. And I'm just like, where the hell was I? How did I not know this was happening? So yeah, between 2003 and 2016, there was a conflict in the East and dozens of armed groups, like so different groups trying to take power. 6 million. Can you imagine 6 million people dying just from all the different things that are going on in this country? It's very, very sad. I mean, anything from like wars to like malnutrition. So it's not like just in war. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of update and background on that, just so that you know that something is happening over there. And so we'll see what Kabila does, if he does relinquish power, if he does get the voting situation under control. And I really hope he does. I really hope that something positive comes out of it, because we don't need any more stories of like corruption. Here's the tea. So moving on to European news, in Serbia, they elected their first openly gay woman prime minister. So I have to look more into how exactly the politics works in Serbia, because they do have a president and they do have a prime minister. The prime minister is a rank above the president, but the president is the one who elects the prime minister, or like says, hey, we think you should be prime minister. I don't get how it works. I was reading it and it was confusing to me, and I was like, I don't really care. But not that I don't care, but I mean, like, this is something that is interesting. And the conservative party of Serbia, the conservative faction of Serbia, is thinking that this president has put this openly gay woman on a platform in order to garner the support of women and homosexuals in Serbia, and they feel like it's some sort of homosexual plot. And I'm just over this idea that things are homosexual plot. Like, people just want to live their lives and be happy, you guys. Not everything is a plot to take away your normality. She doesn't want to be known as the first gay woman to be prime minister. She just wants to do her job. Apparently, she's a very good businesswoman. Her name is, it has 2 consonants next, 3 consonants in a row. So like, I have to look at the like phonetic spelling of the name, because I don't know how to read when it's not vowels. Her name is Ana Brnabić. She's a Serbian businesswoman, and she was educated in the United States and Britain. So she's an international lady. And so I'm really excited for her. Like, I don't know what that means for Serbia. I don't really know anything or much about Serbia at all, but good for them. Good for them for doing this thing. And let's see what happens. Okay, guys, let's come back to some domestic news. This is a really long morning tea. I didn't realize I had all these topics. Here's the tea. So the Magenta Sisters had the audacity to try to take the legacy of some long-lasting, standing musical geniuses and then put their face superimposed over them. So they had these t-shirts for $125, like one with like Tupac and then like the letters KK over it, and then another one with like The Doors with like an Instagram photo over it. I mean, it's just... There's been so much backlash that they just took the t-shirts down and they like apologized for trying to sell them. And it's like, these girls have just no idea. I mean, they honestly have no idea. What do they know about Tupac? Really? You probably born the same year he died. Like, what do you know about Tupac? Why are you putting your name and your face over? What Tupac song is your favorite? And the Jenner sisters will be fine. So like, let them take this L and go about their business. So another update on the Fyre Festival. I've been calling it the Fyre Festival because I've been switching the Y and the R. LaDonna, you are ridiculous. So I'm going to read this directly because I can't say it. It's tongue twisted in my mouth. So Billy McFarland, the entrepreneur behind the Fyre Festival, was arrested by federal agents in his home in Manhattan on Friday and charged with 1 count of wire fraud. So basically what they were saying is that he lied to all the investors. He got 2 people to give over $1 million and he lied to them, told them his net worth was something different, also told him what his company was worth and what they made last year was completely false. And he got them to invest in this company. And like, they're being sued out. Him and Ja Rule are being sued by so many different people for this blunder. And like, I just feel so bad for Ja Rule, because I feel like he might not have known that this guy Billy was a complete fraud. And Billy was probably trying to do something that a lot of businessmen do, which is lie and say they have more than they have. And maybe those ventures turn out to be good. And so the investors don't actually care. It's like, if you lied to me in the beginning, but I made my money back plus more, like fine. But if you lied to me and then I didn't make my money, oh, it's going down. And Billy messed up. He messed up. He faked the funk, pretended to be something he wasn't, and now he's paying the consequences. So Steph Curry, or Stephen Curry, I don't know his name, right? Is it Stephen? Steph. I just call him Steph, okay? Because that's what it says in the song. Steph Curry with the shot, boy. That might not be even the lyrics at all. Anyways, he agreed to sign a 5-year contract with the Golden State Warriors for $201 million. Oh my God, that's so much money. Oh my God. Oh my God. Riley Curry has so much money. Oh my God, Ayesha Curry is going to have the kitchen of her life. Okay? She's going to have the kitchen, the garden, the chef. I'm so happy for Ayesha Curry. You know, I know he's pretty good, right? He shoots the ball. He makes it most of the time. So that's exciting. I mean, that's a lot of money. Could you imagine? No, I couldn't imagine. That prenup, though? Why am I being negative? Don't be negative. Why? They're going to live forever in marital bliss. All right. So the final thing I want to talk about in this episode of Morning Tea, I believe it's the final thing. Girl, this is the longest video. So the final thing I want to talk about in this episode of Morning Tea, and I'm leaving it on a sad note again. Somebody dropped some debris on the freeway and people are just running into it, like boxes flying. Oh my God, traffic needs to slow. Yeah, traffic is slowing. I mean, literally just like boxes just thrown up in the air, like pieces of cardboard going everywhere. Girl, watch out. Ooh. On Friday, there was a disgruntled doctor, Dr. Henry Bello, who walked into a Bronx hospital. Let me get the right one. Is it Bronx-Lebanon? Yeah. My sister, literally, guys, I kid you not. My sister, when I went to New York City in March, had a hysterectomy in Bronx-Lebanon Hospital. Like, it is so crazy, because when I heard about it, I was like, son, I was just there. You would think that, okay, it's just so much wrong with this story, it makes me mad. Because, like, a doctor who was accused of sexual harassment in this hospital and in a case before, was accused of sexual harassment or sexual assault to women and then was fired or let go, or he quit because he knew he was going to get fired because of his history and because of the sexual harassment in this hospital. And so he came back disgruntled with an AK-47 and went in and shot up the hospital and went after this one doctor who was supposed to be working, I guess the woman who filed the sexual harassment charges. And then she wasn't there. She had another physician taking over for her. So he ended up killing the woman who was the substitute, the doctor who was the substitute. He killed Tracy Senyi Tiem, who is a native New York, Queens woman. And she was just there doing her job, and he killed her. And then he shot a bunch of other doctors. And it's a good thing it happened in a hospital, because a lot of the doctors or the personnel who were shot were able to get immediate attention. And there were people even saying that the doctors had taken certain people into surgery while the shooter was still active. So like, he was upset because he felt like they all conspired to get him fired. So he went in there to kill them because they ruined his career and his life. He didn't ruin his career, his life by sexually assaulting a woman or sexually harassing another woman. Like, no, he didn't do that. They did it to him. I mean, interns, like first years, like all these people are just trying to do their job and save lives. And some person who took a Hippocratic oath to do no harm goes in and does the ultimate harm and then tries to set himself on fire, fails, and ends up just shooting and killing himself. A hospital's supposed to be a safe place. It makes me really sad that somebody would take this upon themselves to come and do this. My heart, my prayers, my good vibes goes out to the families of those affected by this horrendous crime. We can't be doing... Was the freeway stopped? It looks like the freeway stopped due to these boxes, guys. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Morning Tea. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment down below. And remember to be you, be true, and take your place. Bye.